Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL One Hamburg, powered by Intel. Unfortunately, we don't have time for a Vodafone pregame, but we are just going to hop right into the draft, where it is Team Secret versus Alliance, and my goodness gracious, the draft's already going.
Yeah, who knows what we're going to see. I want to see what other heroes Puppy has up his sleeve. I think he just played support Brewmaster in their last game.
Oh.
So he's been doing the support Axe, he's been doing the support Brewmaster. I get the feeling the Puppy just secretly wants to play core. I think maybe he's sick of playing support.
Was he the one playing it, or was it Yapzor?
I'm pretty sure it was him. I think Yapzor was on this Vengeful Spirit. I'll have a quick look.
Well, interesting stuff. For anybody that missed it, spoiler alert again, it was the Bounty Hunter that was played by Zai, I believe, in the previous series?
Yeah, as well. They played a position 3 Bounty Hunter in the...
How was he so farmed? Like Spirit Vessel, Yule, Pipe on...
I mean, it was 23 minutes for the Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, it's still... I mean, I've seen a couple of captains experimenting with the picks, trying to go as greedy as possible, like have a 5-core lineup, and if you can make it work, if you somehow don't lose all your lanes, your lineup is going to be super scary throughout the mid and late game.
Yep. So we got what? Wisp Band, Phoenix Band, Broodmother Band. Interesting to see all these first phase Broodmother bands. It's like some of these teams are happy enough to pick the Brood super early on, which is always a little bit difficult to deal with.
Because there's no hero that punishes the Broodmother in terms of out-farming her. You still farm the lane, you still farm the jungle, you're gonna have half/1 more item than them at one point, and just try to snowball from there.
So Alliance, this is the other thing that we were talking about in the Pain series, that they've been picking a lot of Brood, they've been picking a lot of Mirana. Their win rate with Mirana is also super solid, so not too surprised to see it grabbed here. Still plenty of good synergistic supports left for the Mirana pick as well.
Big heroes left still in the pool. Of course, the Tiny. There's also the Ogre and the Necrophos, which have been some of the top heroes seen. A little surprised to not see the Tiny band out, considering that it's just been so dominant.
Has it though?
It felt like
it's been popular, but I don't know what its win rate is like. That's my impression of Tiny a lot, is that a lot of teams just pick him, and that was one of my complaints. That, I mean, it's past now, but the complaints about the last game is I don't really like Tiny mid at the moment. I feel like it's just kind of a waste of the mid role, and I think it was a little bit of a waste of like Weeha as a player in the previous series, because it just doesn't really scale with farm in the way that you would like it to, or with the way that the mid lane currently exists, the way that your mid player really needs to scale with items, and I think Tiny just isn't that hero. But I think Secret can still make it work. It's a little bit feast or famine as well. Like if you have a really good start, you get tons of kills and you shut down the supports, and like the squishy cores, you just completely annihilate them. But if you have a bad start, then you just have nothing the whole game and you just do nothing. So it's a bit tough. And we got a really early Dazzle grab here for Alliance.
So I was actually looking up the stats, and it looks like, yeah, over the past little bit of this tournament, Tiny 35% win rate. So that's not what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, he's been down there for a while. I think in a lot of pro tournaments. Like Tiny is a hero that some teams make it look really good, and I think if you're actively winning your lanes, then it looks amazing. But I think it's also a little bit of a trap for weaker teams, just this mentality of like, we can just always pick Tiny. It always works. Like he's always going to have some impact. I don't necessarily think that that's the case.
I think I saw Alliance playing Dazzle. It was position 5, but I feel like that hero needs farm. You need the levels. You want to buy those domes. The hero scales so well. Like once you get the 75 damage on level 10, if you have a medallion,
you're punching people.
Yeah, you just destroy people with right-clicking.
Yeah, the weave's going to be really good this game as well, right?
Against Tiny.
Against Tiny, Rubik's also not particularly high armor either, but I guess he's a support anyway. And we'll have to see. Secret probably still going to try and go for a relatively hard carry somewhere in the draft. So the weave could also just be useful for that, the positive armor on your team. But a little bit weird to see Dazzle so early, especially when there's like Bane and Wyvern both in the pool, and you've already picked Mirana, right? Like these easy arrow setups. It's not. It doesn't even feel gimmicky necessarily. Like these are just. It's a strong combination to be able to pull off. You can kill cores without them being able to respond or BKB or anything at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice against the burst, and that's been one of the ways that we've been seeing teams sort of respond now to to heroes. Is like you just try and burst somebody right at the start of the fight. If Dazzle is quick enough,
the Grave cast point is mad long. Is the one problem.
But if you have something like a tiny Avatos, a lot of that damage comes at the end of it, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true. I think it is possible if Dazzle has good positioning in that situation to get the Grave at. So that's worth looking out for. But we don't even know what position this Tiny is going to be in, right? That's the other thing for Secret. Though more than likely, I guess he's probably just 3. I can't imagine the Rubik. I think it's Yaps or Rubik.
Rubik needs farm.
Rubik's going to be he's going to be the 4 in air quotes, right?
Yeah.
Like, but when Yapzor is playing it, he's just kill stealing nonstop, and so he's pretty much the 3. So I don't think we're going to be seeing Tiny as a support, because Tiny Rubik support duo just sounds way too greedy.
Yeah, I like how some teams have a hero specialist like Yapzor on Rubik, which they value really high. They first phase it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
and a pretty good game for it, I would say too.
Yeah, pretty good so far. The instant disable is super useful against Mirana. Dazzle's kit is all pretty solid in terms of steals. Like there's sort of a few things to look for as Rubik. You know, there's heroes that are high impact steals, like a big ultimate. There's consistent steals where there's a hero where no matter when you press your ultimate, you press spell steal on that hero, no matter what you get, you're happy. Like Jakiro, Wraith King, always a super consistent one, and then the mobility stuff is also big.
Yeah.
And this Enigma making it through to the second phase.
5 Enigma, yes or no? Straight answer. I'm saying yes.
I'm saying no. There's no way. Surely no.
5 seconds remaining.
Does Puppy's greed
Yes,
no
no.
bounds? Yes, I think so. I think
Oh man.
I think he's doing something weird here. I think it's going to be like Enigma Tiny.
Oh, and the
Off lane.
counter. The answer.
Okay.
So they have a Naga Siren Mirana combo, good setup for the arrow, even more minus armor, really good against the Tiny, and they have a tools to stop Enigma. So now when they picked this Naga Siren as a counter to Enigma, I definitely think it's gonna be a 5 Enigma. You have ulti from Naga, you have sleep, you have net as well, so
5 seconds remaining.
pretty good counter.
We've come a long way since the play, huh? Yeah. Puppy
Yeah.
talked about the Naga counter.
Hey.
It's not the other way around.
That's true, right?
Yeah. But yeah, certainly annoying for the Enigma to play against here. What kind of role are you guys thinking for this Naga Siren? We see all kinds of weird stuff. Like some people play it position 3.
It's going to be dual offlane with the Mirana.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So position 4 Naga, position 5 Dazzle. There's some
They can
synergy there with the
can,
Dazzle.
maybe prioritize Dazzle's farming, and but just send Mirana Naga Siren on the off lane.
Yeah, I like that idea a
Yeah,
lot.
that sounds good. I got the sleep arrow combo
Yeah.
as well. I don't know if we mentioned that, but that's certainly strong and worth looking out for here. And okay, Storm. I mean, I think a pretty good counter against Dazzle in general, right? Just being able to jump into the back lines and find him. That's always solid.
Jesus, it's actually going to be a position 5 Enigma, isn't it? Oh, God. What in God's name? This is the thing, too. Secret's a popular team. People are going to be watching this match. They're like, if he can do it, I can do it. And then life is sad.
So are we just waiting for? Is it just the Nisha hero now? Is that the last pick for?
Yeah, he's going to like take Medusa or something.
Oh God.
Secret, their greed is going to know. It's going to be all over the place.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just throw Storm Spirit on the side lane, but I'd prefer Storm Spirit to have a mid lane though.
Yeah.
Team Secret, off lane Storm, position 5 Enigma. Oh, God.
I like this Invoker pick. I think it does decently against the Storm Spirit. Kozilek's Invoker is pretty annoying for Storm to deal with. You know, once the Cold Snap interval gets down low enough, Storm actually can't
Can
ball
blink
out.
with the urn.
Yeah, with the Urn plus Snap, he can't ball, so...
What do you think about Quas Vex Exort Invoker?
You mean regular Invoker?
Invoker.
That's high-level Invoker.
No, I mean, it actually is. You tend to go for a couple of points in Exort, so you have a Sunstrike, Quas
Yeah.
for the region, and Cold Snap in the laning stage.
No,
then you max Exort and have a meteor combo.
I've seen the other way, where you get a little bit of Exort and then go mostly Wex once you get out of the laning stage. But I am a big fan of that build. Abed goes the 3-0-3 a lot and then goes back for points in Wex. So he often ends up with like 3-3-3 in the mid game, and I think it works out just fine. I'd really like to see that build here. I'm not a big fan of going just straight like pure Quas Wex in the lane, just because it does feel like you can get pretty heavily dominated in terms of CS. So that's where the Expert really comes in handy. And they've got Sunstrike set up as well this game, so I'd really like to see at least a few points in Exort early.
Need to see Exort Vex Invoker, full Exort Vex.
Oh yeah.
Wexort.
Yeah, I've seen people try that and like they buy an Atos first.
Ooh.
And then you just like Alacrity yourself, Atos Meteor, and like you've got no control, but you just
That's amazing.
auto attack and drop a meatball. It's certainly not good, but I have seen people try it.
Are they gonna? They already banned out TB. This Ember ban seems kind of strange to me.
Yeah, what are they trying to pick? Are they just angling for like Phantom Lancer as the carry pick? So they're just banning Ember because of that?
Could be. Yeah, that sounds great because they have no AoE. When I say no AoE, I'm talking about mid and super late game. You have Marana maybe going for Maelstrom / Mjolnir. Invoker does some damage, but he can easily dodge all of that. Maybe not through the net because it's a root, so he can't doppelgang out, but still looks like a really good Phantom Lancer game. And they're going to have a last pick, so they can counter whatever they decide to pick.
The other thing for Secret this game is that I don't know if they necessarily need to pick too much more building damage, so long as they feel like they have the better late game, because Enigma's last two talents are actually insane.
Yeah.
If the enemy team doesn't have enough AoE, like the 70 Eidolon damage and then the +8 Eidolons summoned or whatever is totally ridiculous if they have no AoE on the other side. And Alliance was going for Pangolier.
They know
here.
exactly what they want to pick. Yes,
Yeah.
it is a Phantom Lancer. I gotta say, I love Team Secret draft way more. It's gonna be position 5. Enigma.
No, Tiny. The toss in the black hole. Okay.
All right.
Huh. All right. It's interesting.
I mean, he can still trade hits. He's gonna get the items eventually. Just need levels on that hero.
All right.
I would prefer if they did it the other way around, but
There's no farm left on the map for this Tiny. Let's face it. They got Yaps or Rubik.
That's true.
There's no farm left for this Tiny.
He is a
He's gonna
toss machine.
He's going to be running around with like Tranquil Boots at 20 minutes.
Well,
We'll see.
Some very impressive drafting from Team Secret, as well as Alliance. Always very interesting to see how it works out. And we'll see if it's going to be the captains that are the MVP or who it is that's the MVP. Who do you guys think it is? Vote online. Again here for Team Secret versus Alliance. Hey, Skip, it happened. The drafts are crazy. It's what we were kind of expecting.
Yeah, a little bit. Alliance have been doing some interesting stuff. Secret have certainly been doing their own thing as well. I kind of wish that it was Lacoste here doing the analysis instead of me for this game. I don't feel like I have a very enviable role trying to provide analysis for this one with
We're gonna go for it.
The support Tiny and everything, but yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this plays out. Alliance, I feel like maybe on a little bit of a timer this game, especially just picking the Pangolier. That hero doesn't really scale super hard. So expecting them to have to make a lot of plays early and really kind of push the pace. But they can do it. They've got the Dazzle. They've got really good sustain. I think they have enough building damage coming from the Marana and the Invoker.
Yeah.
So
seems reasonable. It's sort of like you have the tools to make something happen really early on here in a way. Because like the Naga Siren, oftentimes I think it's undervalued how strong that pick can be with the Mirana once you start running around together and like pushing out waves. And Dazzle is somebody that's going to very easily be able to sit in a creep wave and push it out while those two go and make mayhem happen.
Yeah, I think Alliance have a lot of different ways to make plays in the first like 10, 15 minutes of this game, and Secret really don't.
Yeah.
The Phantom Lancer is not going to be looking to do too much early. The Storm Spirit is kind of the same way, and it's also a similar story for Enigma. So if the supports don't get off to a decent start, then I don't really know where the kill potential comes from for Team Secret. Like their deep push is also a little bit mediocre. So I think if Alliance can like win the lanes reasonably heavily and then start putting on a lot of pressure. But at the same time, there is still some kill potential on the Secret side. And if these supports get like level 4 early enough, they can definitely run around and set up kills on these relatively squishy Alliance heroes. That's the one thing to say about Alliance's lineup, is that they are on the whole pretty squishy. Even though Pangolier kind of itemizes in a way to become tankier, he still starts out the game like pretty squishy, and you're often buying arcane boots first or something like that, so not really tanking up right off the bat.
Yeah. Well, and the thing to me that you're talking about, the sort of lack of ability to make plays, even the plays that Secret sort of can make are all very gimmicky. It's like toss into black hole. And if Tiny's missing, you're kind of going to have an idea. That's the only way that they can kind of do anything. And it looks like Yapzor are going to be moving over here to the side. He's within vision of Boxy, who's sitting in that Pangolier. Wants to make sure that he doesn't reveal himself here, since it looks like they're trying to mix up the lanes a little bit.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for me is that the way that they start kills is kind of unreliable here. Like they gotta toss the Rubik in or something, or Tiny just has to walk up.
Right.
So their laning stage kill potential is not great. And Alliance's heroes are also pretty elusive. On the whole, Mirana's going to have Leap, Invoker's going to have maybe a Tornado and a Ghost Walk, the Pangolier's got the Swashbuckle. So I don't know how Secret are going to get kills early on here.
We did see the Naga Siren reveal herself in the mid lane. Puppy spotted that out, able to secure himself a rune. So 2 going the way of Secret, and I'm going to try and slow down this Naga, maybe not in a ton of trouble. She does have pretty good regen going with that Tango moving, and the Yapzor giving a couple other punches. He has boots, though.
I'm going to keep on chasing a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of this Naga's item build. It's like Taiga's kind of itemizing in a way that he wants to be super strong at level 1, but he's already lost some HP, and it looks like it is going to be... Okay, it's a really weird setup from Secret. They've got the Storm in the side lane. Yeah. They got the Phantom Lancer heading mid. And then they've got the Enigma heading down towards the safe lane. So this is one way for them to kind of... I like this because it kind of consolidates their laning strength a little bit by having the 2 supports in one lane. And I don't know how well the Phantom Lancer is going to do mid, though. This matchup is not good for PL anymore. We talked about this yesterday, that since Poor Man's Shield has been removed, Phantom Lancer doesn't actually do well against Invoker. You can already see it now. He's just getting hit. Yeah. Invoker hits pretty hard, and Phantom Lancer can't ever really man up on him. So unless they have support rotations coming to this mid lane, this should be really good for Mika. And
also they ended up trying to go for like some denies early to get a little bit of experience away from the Invoker, but he did hit 2 and now has access to those Forged Spirits. As Naga Siren kind of in some trouble there, being zoned completely out of the lane, it feels like. And that just means that it's, you know, Pango up here against the Storm Spirit, who has been able to have a decent time so far.
Yeah, I think the Storm's going to do okay. The support rotations in the early game are going to be super important now, because as you can see, Taiga just doesn't want to sit in the sit versus the tri-lane, so he's going to be moving around trying to set up kills, and Yapzor, realizing that the Naga has left, is also going to be on the prowl. So which support duo ends up actually making more happen is going to be kind of interesting. Oh, up top. Action onto Boxy.
Oh, God. And, yeah, that's the thing, though, is that if you're kind of keeping that Naga Siren out of the lane, you can't keep your Pangos survivable, necessarily. They've had to rotate Puppy up there as well, or Puppy is rotated up there and can keep the pressure on also.
Yeah, they're really sacrificing their Pango. I like the way that Alliance is playing bottom, though. Well, they're taking the Dazzle away from that lane. I'm not a huge fan of this. I kind of wish that they were just putting more pressure on the Enigma and just kind of heal bombing the wave nonstop and trying to dive the tower instead of just leaving him to do his own thing, because Zai's going to get a lot of farm if they just leave him down here.
This could be a big win for them, though. If they can make this work, then it might all be worth it. And indeed, they are going to find that kill onto Nisha. A good way to start it. Meanwhile, that Naga Siren able to escape as well.
Okay, I think that makes it worth it, that they come up here and they get the kill on the Storm Spirit.
Sania making the right call. Puts his Pango in a little bit of a better position, and down bottom, they're not sacrificing too much on that. It is Enigma still getting a decent amount for himself, but Koikva is actually going to make a TP rotation out of there, it looks like. And Pango is moving down bottom.
Okay, so Mirana up here now, certainly going to be better able to farm against this tri-lane, but we just kind of have a good old-fashioned tri-lane versus tri-lane. I think Alliance do have the better tri-lane, but...
well, that's unfortunate for Boxy. But managed to find the swashbuckle, and Koikva going to try and dive for that one. Able to hit the arrow, and then jumps out afterwards. Koikva almost finding the kills. The poison touch should kill him off in time, although we do have a salve available, trying to survive through it. He will live, but had to use the salve as they get the Insania kill.
Yeah, he had to salve in between ticks. It was nicely done, but yeah, pretty expensive for Nisha. Oh, bottom lane. Sai going to be brought down. Nice rotation from Taiga.
So early rotations from Alliance working well into their favor.
Yeah, I mean, this was always what their lineup was better at compared to Secret's. Mid one is doing very nicely at mid, I have to say. Like I feel like he's kind of getting away with this a little bit. He's still slightly behind the Invoker, but...
There's a wave pushing in, so
yeah,
it's going to end up being about equal. Yeah, very nice. It's a little bit strange, like you were talking about the sideline Storm Spirit, but he is having a better game than the Pango at the very least.
Yeah, the Storm's certainly going to catch back up in the jungle a little bit later on. Nisha only wants another level or two, and then he'll be kind of set. Mike is going for those early points up in X. I don't know if we've seen too much Sunstrike pressure just yet, but there is certainly good setup with the net, so got to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, just not amazing farm for anybody across the board. We got the bounty runes coming up soon, so there'll be some pretty obvious contest for that happening.
Although it looks like Alliance is set up right now to get most of them as they do come and contest, and Secret end up finding a kill. Puppy taking down Insania.
I think Insania just underestimating how much damage the level 3 Tiny can do.
And talking about it, that Sunstrike, the net, they find the kill onto Zai, give it over to Boxy. Alliance?
Eidolons?
Oh,
Micro?
Almost trying to get him. Oh, the smoke! Oh, that could have been a kill, but isn't quite able to get it.
That was very heads up. I mean, I think that's totally worth it to use the smoke like that.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep, so we're still only level 2 on this Rubik. This was my concern about Secret. The supports don't really have a ton of experience and can't really make too many plays. So they're just getting run at in the lanes. And the Naga Siren's having very effective rotations.
It's a very good Naga pick. Willingness to like go for something a little unorthodox. And so far, Alliance haven't been too pressured to make a ton happen, but where they have moved, they've been able to find those kills. I would say the big worry is going to be mid one carrying out of this mid lane. And he is right now the top in terms of CS. And should be able to come out of this one pretty happy. Doppelganger takes off the cold snap and does need to be a little bit careful about the net. Moves back in. It's going to be hit here. But should be fine with the Ice Wall down and Sunstrike. Trying to hit him and ends up just turning back around onto Mickey, forcing him away. And mid one just dies.
Okay, I think Mickey man down a little bit too much there, but yeah, still got the kill in the end, so worked out all right. He was really hesitant about walking forward and putting down the Ice Wall after the net, even though the Doppelganger was already on cooldown.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alliance still finding these kills, still doing all right. The Phantom Lance is still going to take a little while to come online, so even though he's scary in terms of the game that he's having. I don't think it's too much of a concern just yet. Alliance do really want to take this bottom tier 1 tower sooner rather than later, but it's going to take a pretty big commitment for them.
Mid lane, YapzOr will have the lift afterwards. They can throw out the Fade Bolt and find themselves the kill. And Light Shadow coming a bit too late there, so mid 1 makes up for the kill earlier, although he does have to share the experience.
Yeah, it was pretty nice that Puppey found the angle to just be able to walk up and get that toss back.
Yeah.
Zai's dead again. Just getting locked down. We get that first usage of the Rolling Thunder out of Boxy. So that's going to be him getting pretty close to his Arcane Boots off of that kill. And they established some pretty nice vision. They're setting up to take this bottom tier 1 tower sooner rather than later. We'll see if this ward sticks around. It is scouting Puppey and Nisha coming through. Nisha's still only level 5 at the moment. Not having a very fun time.
Although Puppey has also been able to get up to level 5. So not a completely terrible situation, but it does really depend a lot upon what gets done in the next couple of minutes as the toss comes out onto this Pango. Good bit of damage out there, and they manage to find the kill. Nisha picks it up, so we'll help him out a little bit. As you said, he went to the jungle, was able to get some farm, and now we'll have level 6.
Yeah, okay, and they're trying to give Storm all of the experience in the lane. The supports are hanging back. YapzOr got a little bit more EXP up top. There was an open lane there for about a minute. But it looks like he still wants to maybe run a few more pulls and really finish off this level 6. Puppey's still on the prowl, though. He's over at mid. I think they need maybe one more hero to actually find a kill here. And Mike is still committing really hard to the Quas Exort build. He's got 3 points in the Quas, 4 points in Exort.
Top lane, poor old Zai. He just never is able to catch a break here. He keeps on eating the arrows and Star Storms. Rolling Thunder. He's definitely been the sacrificial hero in this game.
Yeah, he got sacrificed a little bit, bot, since they needed the tri-lane around the Storm Spirit. And right now it's just kind of struggling to get his items. Still working on the Dominator build. It's become very popular on Enigma as of late. Just kind of synergizes nicely with the Eidolons. You get them to split a little bit faster, so you get a longer duration out of the total. With the 6 Eidolons as opposed to just 3.
Nisha dodges away from that pull, and actually they end up being able to get the pull back onto Taiga, get the kill. Nisha makes it happen with the help from YapzOr. That was very well done.
Yeah, that was just a little bit sloppy from Taiga. He even had some wand charges, but just didn't expect to get bursted so quickly.
Yeah.
And mid 1's taking a lot of health off of this mid tier 1 tower. Actually doing fantastically for himself.
Kinda owning. This is what you want to see.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about whether Alliance are super worried about the fact that they're not really making any progress on the map so far. A cute little arrow from Quakeva catches Nisha, but... Wait, Nisha... Alright, Nisha's just dead. Didn't zip away in time. Needed to turn around to zip.
Bad. And there's the tip from Quakeva. I mean, you gotta tip him at that point, right?
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason that he should die there with that much mana. Quakeva, though, YapzOr.
Throws the arrow in, is able to get one of the tower shots from it as well, but now YapzOr wanting to make this happen. Is he gonna die to the Sunstrike? Not quite. No. Stealing arrow is pretty solid, though, for that.
Ooh, another Rolling Thunder up top. Puppey hugging the wall.
Trying to live. Nisha jumps in, wants to make something happen after dying earlier. Is going to see if he can kill off Insania. Is going to go for the grave. We'll have a zip away, and now Nisha might be in some trouble. They connect with the net, turning to see if he can fight this one. Looks like they won't be able to punish him.
Yeah, he was not scared at all. And mid lane, tier 1 tower dropping very low.
Doppelganger. He's out of there, trying to go for the deny. Is it going to happen in time, though? They aren't quite able to find it. Zai gets the kill on the tower, has the black hole, immediately countered. Was that a cancel?
Yeah, I think he just canceled it.
Oh.
I don't think he actually wanted to cast it. I think he just kind of wanted to pump fake it, but... All right, not great. Zai also kind of giving up on the Dominator idea, is just going to be going for a mech. So I think just trying to bolster the team fight a little bit more. He can kind of see what's coming. Alliance are getting the ball rolling. The Pangolier is getting some decent farm. He's just going to be working on a blink. And they still just don't really have anything going for them in terms of item progression.
Puppey down to low HP. Hits with a Sunstrike from Mid-Gay.
There's a Song of the Siren up top as well. They're going on to Nisha.
Oh, this is a dangerous spot to be in, but they can't get the roll. Oh, a little bit off the mark there. So Nisha gets out of there. In the meantime, Insania trying to walk out of here. They'll be able to find the pull back in into the Midnight Pulse and the punches from the Eidolons, and that's what Zai needs.
Just a couple of support deaths across the map. Still only the one tier 1 tower taken just yet, so still kind of a slow game overall. And still very, very close on the net worth difference at the moment as well. Though that first power spike for the Phantom Lancer is not too far away as he's getting in towards his Diffusal Blade. So that's something Alliance has to be a little bit aware of.
And this is the type of game where you also don't necessarily have like a great answer for Nisha if you can get crazy farmed, but this is one answer for him. Just find the zip, find the kill.
Yeah, right. last time they didn't have the Sunstrike because they'd used it for the puppy kill. But yeah, this time they don't have to hit the Rolling Thunder twice. They just need all of Boxy's nukes once, and they get that. Just back at bottom.
Arrow connects as well, and that's going to be a kill onto Koikva.
Oh, very nicely played by Yapsor with the chain stun. Throwing in that arrow for good measure. He's just about to lose that. Spell Steal about to run out, so try and grab something else. The Secret getting way more kills than I anticipated with the lineup. I feel like got to give Puppey and Yapsor some credit. They've been moving around, and I think the most important thing is that they've been moving together. Individually, I don't think either one of these heroes is really going to be finding many kills with the cores that they have, but the fact that they've been playing as a pair and running around has really enabled things that they wouldn't have been able to get done otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, too, is like finding unique ways to make these kills happen. And now you've got a little bit of a scary situation for anybody on Secret if they run into this. But it's an Invis rune for Rubik. And it looks like they won't find anybody. Zai moving to the south. They don't have Song of the Siren for another 20 seconds. And Zai, I mean, that's never going to work.
Yeah, he blocked the arrow really nicely with his Eidolons. He kind of anticipated. Whoop. Yeah, the Eidolon block, definitely. Yep, so there's a little bit stuck in these trees now, though. His TP's still on cooldown for 60 seconds, and it seems like Secret are not actually interested in defending this tower. They're just going to be going for a trade. So yeah, Yapsor just runs out. I think he just wants to die sooner rather than later and be able to respawn and go rejoin his team. There was no way out of there for him.
Yeah.
He could have maybe gotten a Fade Bolt out and nuked the creep wave just to slow down this push a tiny bit, but not going to criticize Yapsor too much for that.
Well, and like, you know, at the end of the day, it's a glyph the wave for it. It happens. So
yeah. I think the other reason that he went at that timing was maybe he's trying to distract a little bit to see if he can create an opportunity for Nisha to grab something elsewhere, or maybe go and grab one of the bounty runes. But yeah, don't think it really worked out that way.
So 15 minutes, Diffusal Blade done for Phantom Lancer. He's definitely been the shining star for them so far. And if you look at the way that his net worth is sort of situated, you have the PL that's up on top, and then the four core, well, I guess the four heroes behind it are all kind of in the same area. And giving the Rubik and Tiny a decent amount of farm this early on can actually make a pretty big difference, it feels like. Like, those are heroes with a lot of value out of getting like a Blink Dagger on Puppey or something if he can get it in decent time, although he could go for the Urn instead.
Yeah, I think I like seeing the farm on the Tiny and the Rubik more than the Enigma this game anyway, just because, like we've talked about a little bit, with the Naga Siren, they do have ways to kind of deal with the Enigma almost, not no matter what item build he goes. Of course, you can get like Lincoln's BKB, and at that point be able to reliably get the black hole off, but that's just so much farm that he would need to get, so I think it's worth it right now. Not that they're doing this intentionally, because I think some of it is just the fact that Zai is not really getting a whole lot of help from the supports, and he's been kind of left out on an island for his team, so this is just how everything's shaken out. But I don't think Secret are too unhappy about the state of affairs.
Teammates just trading tips there.
Yep. I thought everybody has more shards than they know what to do with, right? Is that the situation with Dota Plus?
Yeah, I think so.
Can we get some more sets?
I'm excited for it. I'm ready.
Yeah.
That's when we get the new patch out with new sets coming in. I'm sure that's how it's gonna happen.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's right.
Gabe confirms new Dota Plus sets coming.
That's right. It's the wrong Gabe, though.
That's true. God. When's the Rubik Arcana coming out?
I mean, you know.
Because, I mean, Valve they've basically already taken $35 from me. It's already gone. It's out of my wallet. I have no choice. Once it's released, I have to buy it. So there you go.
You see right here in the bottom, this is that area where, like, if I'm Storm Spirit, I'm thinking about jumping on this Naga Siren. You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I can dig it.
Do you think that that's what Nisha's about to do? They've got the ward in the area, so they see him.
I think he can get it.
It's only 1 point in Grave.
Yeah, the Dazzle's heals on cooldown for 4 seconds as well. The only thing that could happen is that while the zip is traveling, Naga could just press Song.
Exactly.
And then if he gets Songed and he doesn't die, then he's just getting Song arrowed and he's 100% dead. Yeah. So it's a very high risk kind of low reward. Though forcing the Song at this stage might even be worth it. I'm not sure what he's gonna do.
He's thinking. He's thinking about it. Oh, he's going in. This heal comes as well. Can they get the kill in time? All right, he realizes, all right, I need to get the hell out of here. Good play by Dazzle. And now Nisha doesn't have a mana pool. So Pango picking up his Blink Dagger, Puppy. Moving into position, the blink away keeps Pango alive. And now up in top lane, it's going to be Enigma trying to keep the pressure onto this tier 2 tower. The sort of constant thing that we've been seeing, which is take down mid tier 1, take down top tier 1, and then try and push for the tier 2.
Yeah, this is just Zai's job this game. Is to stick his neck out and just keep shoving lanes. Yeah. Try and create little spaces on the map that the Storm Spirit and the Phantom Lancer can continue farming. Both of these heroes are monstrous late game, so that's really what Secret are kind of aiming towards right now. Just continue farming on both of those heroes and hope that they don't get completely run over by Alliance in the next little bit. I mean, not that Alliance are slouches when it comes to the late game, but I think their heroes are gonna aren't quite going to scale in the same way as the Phantom Lancer or the Storm Spirit, or they don't have as good of a game as the PL and the Storm do this game.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is Enigma late game just is, ugh.
He can just be that hero that wins the game for you all by himself.
Right.
Right. In the right situations, you get a big blink black hole that wins a team fight, and the game just ends instantly. Especially
with like the refresher shards and everything. Looks like Yapzor might be dead. He does have Yule Scepter still. He's going to use it now, but the Sunstrike. See you later.
Sania going to be happy to get that last hit there. Can at least start to work towards some kind of an item. I'm not 100% sure what he's going to be going for this game. Boxy's just going for a Yules of his own. Taiga's working towards that Meteor Hammer. And Nisha's down here.
I mean, they don't end up hitting the arrow. Nisha playing it safe there. And sort of threatening to dive on him there.
Oh, they're going for Zai once again. We've seen this story before. Can they save him?
Oh, Sunstrike through as well. They can't quite get it. The shield crash and wasn't able to steal the Rolling Thunder, obviously, since Boxy used that a little bit earlier. Nisha diving in from far away, trying to find the kill, but the Song of the Siren is already going to be there. It's caught onto 2, TP away. Haggy looks like he's going to be the one that eats the kill, maybe? No. Well, just going to back out. Okay.
Yeah. This is a good timing for Alliance. They've got their Aghanim Scepter on the Invoker. The Mirana is going to have Mjolnir in just a couple hundred gold. And they getting close-ish to the Yules on the Pangolier, which is also just I mean, it's a very, very strong item to have you just net somebody. Pango goes in with the Rolling Thunder, sits there in the Yules right next to or right on top of the netted person, and they just can't do anything. They just get chain stunned. It's going to be, that Yules is actually going to be very annoying for the Phantom Lancer for the next little bit. And it gives them some more setup for, he can jump in with his Blink Yules, and they can follow it with an arrow, a Sunstrike. So things looking pretty good for Alliance. And the next couple of items for Secret are impactful, but pretty far away. Mid one still needs a lot of gold to get his Manta. Storm Spirit's working on an Orchid, but that's going to be a while. And Zai is queuing up this BKB. So no big item timings coming up for Secret in the next, like, at least 8 minutes or so. So this is a real window for Alliance to make things happen.
And, I mean, there are still ways that you can fight it if you're a Secret. It's just that that's not what they're not going to be looking to take the fight right now, most likely.
Probably not. I think they're just going to be
I guess Diffusal Blade. Diffusal Blade is still pretty good. We haven't really seen PL in a fight.
Yeah, I just worry that he can't commit all that hard.
Well, I mean, if you just find one right at the start there, but the tornado comes through and maybe a bit too bold here as they are going to be able to almost kill off Nisha, bring him down. They have the black hole available from Zai as he walks forward into everybody, and Gay may be in some trouble. They are also rolling forward with the Absol, seeing if he can get anybody, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Okay, still out of there. So they take 1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1, but Secret bring everybody to that defense. I think they were anticipating that Alliance would commit a little bit harder to that team fight, but good disengage, good positioning, having everybody behind Mike. And it does kind of suck to lose the Storm Spirit like that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They will have Rolling Thunder again in a little while, Secret, if they want to take the next fight. But likewise, Alliance are kind of just farming up into these core items for their team. They've got the Meteor Hammer on Naga. Mjolnir is done on Koikva. It feels like this is a big window for Alliance.
Yeah, I think they should be trying to make something happen here. Probably go for a smoke. Mickey needs to go and grab a little bit of mana. He's got a Blink Dagger now as well. Hasn't grabbed any talent just yet. This isn't completely unusual on Invoker. We do sometimes see people doing this. Though, of course, at this point he could, if he'd invested one of the points in the level 1 talent, he could have had the Cold Snap cooldown at this point, which is pretty darn solid. Yeah. But yeah, just opting to have slightly stronger spells overall. There's that smoke. Oop.
Off the mark with the tornado, but can still try and hit in the arrow. Doesn't look like they're going to go for it, though. And mid one, moving into position, trying to chase here. They're going to rolling boulder forward, and looking like they are going to be able to find that kill on the Naga Siren. No song, no Meteor Hammer, no nothing. They get the kill, although Nisha is dead still, and Puppey lift up there. They end up hitting onto the PL and able to steal away Shadow Wave as they aren't going to be able to get that kill onto the Dazzle.
The positioning for that fight became really weird for Alliance. Well, still a bit of a catch on Yap.
Some trouble, and looks like he is going to die with that Cold Snap, although Puppey, Avatos connecting onto both of them. Another Grave coming in on the Quakefa. No mana left, though, means that he is eventually going to die in spite of the nice Grave, and they end up finding the Courier too, but the Eul Scepter was delivered first. Keeping that Pango from getting it fully taken down, and the blink away. Nice reaction time there as well. Trying to chase down more. Let's have the Eul Scepter lift up there, and now they have the Song out as well. It's caught onto 2. Meteor Hammer following it up, able to connect. Nisha trying to take down Mickey, and it looks like he's almost able to get him, but another Grave coming from Insania, saving his life. Nisha chasing forward, finds the Dazzle kill, and Puppey able to take another. Rolling boulder back and forth. It's doing a good bit of damage here to mid one, but able to get the Doppelganger away. And now Boxy well and truly in trouble as they chase down the Pangolier, kill him off. 4 dead for Alliance.
If they can't coordinate the kill on the Phantom Lancer while the Rolling Thunder is up, I don't think they have much of a chance of killing him. And mid one just doing so much work in that last fight. Also, Nisha, like we've been saying, pretty good Storm Spirit game. Had a bad start, but there's not really the necessary lockdown for him, especially once they use the Song. So he just kind of did whatever he wanted in that fight. He is opting for the BKB instead of the Orchid, so still respecting the amount of lockdown that Alliance have a little bit. But once he has that BKB, he's going to be very difficult to deal with. And that window didn't really turn out to do all that much for Alliance. I feel like that last team fight, they just kind of got kited around a little bit, and not having the Rolling Thunder really hurt them. Secret knew that Boxy just couldn't contribute that much to the fight after that point.
Yeah. Well, and now you've got these bigger items that are starting to come up for the rest of Secret. Like the Blink Dagger on Tiny is pretty huge. This is still a Tiny that's going to have Avalanche and Toss maxed out and can bring a lot of heroes super low.
Yeah, and mid one's going to be very scary soon. About to hit level 20, and he's not too far away from the gold for a Reaver either. So his survivability is going to go up quite a lot.
Puppey. A lot of heroes nearby him, and the Naga Siren reveals herself for a moment, but the wraparound is coming from the rest of Secret. So they want to find the rest of Alliance, lift up one onto Naga. Can they bring her down in time? Already has the net out, and thinking about chasing for more. Alliance just trying to get out.
Yeah, Boxy seemed like he really wanted to fight, but the rest of the team were already kind of in retreat mode, so he uses the Rolling Thunder. He goes in and controls the Phantom Lancer a little bit, but didn't have any of the damage dealers nearby. So now they just have to reset and go and spend a little bit more time farming, but I really think that's what Secret wants. They're very happy to just keep getting more and more items on the Storm Spirit and the Phantom Lancer. I do feel like the clock is ticking a bit for Alliance.
Another thing, too, that's scary about this is, like, Rubik is about to have his Blink Dagger. The arrow not going to connect there on Nisha. All of these heroes provide a lot at this sort of window that's coming up next around the time the PL gets his heart. And, well, maybe even earlier than that, as Puppey is moving forward and going to break his smoke on Insania. Revelation is there. They're able to get him. Stealing Weave for Yapzor. A long jump for Quakeva, but not going to find him.
And the other problem now that these Blink Daggers are coming up for the Secret supports is that Alliance's teamfight doesn't really have a frontliner or any kind of structure to it. Like Pangolier, sure, he's like a somewhat tanky offlaner, but he's also the kind of hero that doesn't want to be the first one in. He wants someone else to go into the fight. Boxy, I think he's going to be okay. He wants someone else to go into the fight, scout things out for him, and then he pops the Rolling Thunder from Fog and blinks in. But they don't really have anyone to do that on the Alliance side. And if they've got both the Tiny and the Rubik blinking on top of them and controlling the supports and locking down these squishy heroes, their teamfight's just going to completely fall apart. And that's where the Storm Spirit and the Phantom Lancer, who have insane chase and insane catch, are just going to mop up the rest of it. So I feel like we're getting to the point where Secret are actually going to have a very, very commanding control over the 5-on-5s, which I don't know what Alliance can do once they get to that point, because I don't think they're going to win by dragging and split pushing this game.
Maybe the opening is beginning right here by trying to take down the Storm Spirit, but it's not quite enough damage off the back of this. Can they kill him off? No.
And they lost Quakeva in the meantime at mid. Yapzor kind of revealing his blink, jumping in with the lift, and they just boomed Quakeva. He got a couple of leaps off Taiga as well.
Doesn't want to have to use the song there. I mean, it's still a relatively long cooldown at that point, and yeah, it's starting to really fall apart here for Alliance. Not hitting their timing, and now starting to lose hero by hero as Roche is going to be the next target.
Mid one is just having a fantastic game. Like I think he did above average in lane versus the Invoker. Actually, I think out CS'd the Invoker at the end of that lane, and he's got so much more net worth than anyone else on his team. He's 16.2k at this point. You know, Storm Spirit has a paltry 9.1, but it feels like Alliance just don't have the answers to the Phantom Lancer this game.
And you're about to have Heart as well as Aegis probably on mid one. Like, I actually probably just give it to Storm, right?
I think you just give it to the Phantom Lancer. He's got so much net worth. I think it's worth it. I know that the like standard logic is Storm is just the best Aegis carrier in the entire game, but when your Phantom Lancer has this much net worth, I think you just give it to him, and he can go do whatever he wants now. 3k HP, Aegis, mid one can commit super hard to any fight, soak up all of the spells as well from Alliance, and then his team can just come in and clean house.
It feels like they don't even have the damage necessary to like kill him once, to be honest. I guess if you hit him with absolutely everything, like Meteor Hammer after the song and then Arrow and everything, but then once you kill him once, it's the second time through. It's that much more difficult to make happen.
Yeah, they're gonna have to like isolate him with a net or something, and then just have Quakeva wailing on him the entire time to have enough damage. Oh, Boxy.
Adios. This is a dead hero, and the song comes a bit too late. All right.
What are they doing here? There's two heroes mid. What is the play that Alliance are making in this situation?
It's a good question. It feels pretty bad right now.
I don't know if they were just hoping for a random pickup. Maybe Boxy was just hoping to clear the wave. Like he wanted to blink in, shield crash, and then swashbuckle away. But Can't be doing that now that the two supports on Secret both have blinks.
Right. Well, right now the PL is completely isolated away from the rest of his team. And there is a chance, although they have already used the Song. The Song was used in the last time.
He's his own team at this point, Gabe. I don't think he needs the other 4 heroes.
Oh, the Eidolons to block it? Nope, it's not going to matter anyways. Mid one is just living. And Quakeva is probably dying if he's not careful. Doppelganger sending in more illusions. Quakeva in trouble, out of mana. And yeah, he is his own team.
Yep, he's completely just his own team at this point. He doesn't need help. I don't even think anybody else was all that worried. Like Yapstor and Nisha were kind of running down there, but they don't have the tools to deal with the Phantom Lancer at this stage.
Level 16 Tiny for Puppy. He's got a Spirit Vessel just about if he wants it as well. The main thing stopping Secret from doing whatever they want is movement speed at this point, it feels like. Because Alliance are not offering that much resistance. Shield Crash. It's the jump away. Boxy does have an Aeon Disc, and Zai need to run away. This Mirana doing a lot of damage. Sunstrike going to connect and find the kill. Almost, no, they jump back in with Yapstor instead. Still can't find a kill onto Zai. He walks away in his BKB.
Nisha has the regen. He's just waiting.
Oh, the chase, the jump, trying to leap away. Eul Scepter living mid one. They can't kill off anybody. Rubik was living, Zai was living, and now Alliance likely dying. Well, Nisha chasing, looking for his finish, and can't quite get it. Instead, they're going to jump over here to the side and find the kill onto the Naga.
Oh, Nisha got the full duration out of that regen rune. So value, and yeah, as soon as Phantom Lancer turns up to that fight, there's just nothing that they can really do. Well done by Zai, kind of baiting with the mech until the very last moment, buying them a little bit more time. But at this point, it just feels like this is completely Secret's game. I don't know what Alliance do at this point. I was kind of wondering, I was trying to think about the impact that the Invoker has had this game. Like he had that timely Aghanim Scepter, and it felt like that was going to be winning them some team fights, but just never really amounted to anything. Sania is dead in the base, but what can they do about that?
Yeah, I mean, this is tier 3 tower, and it feels like, I mean, the one black hole I think that we've seen this game so far has been canceled, and it doesn't matter. They've still got so many different ways to make this work. Sunstrike not going to connect. Puppy throws the avalanche through onto 2. Case still trying to run away. It might only be the Aegis that pops, and now they go forward, find the kill onto Mickey. That Song of the Siren is not going to be enough to keep him alive. And Nisha, he's rooted, but he's still doing absolutely fine here. They get the BKB off. Zai gonna drop the black hole onto 1 and chase it forward for more as Taiga inside his base is finally going to be able to get back to the fountain. But this is Elena Vrax gone 32 minutes in. And still, the cores are dead for another 40 seconds or so.
They used like literally every spell that they had to kill the Phantom Lancer once, and he still just had the Aegis. Oh man, it's just the last pick PL, right? Yeah. Like Alliance didn't really have the solutions for it. Secret had already seen it from their last ban. They banned out the Ember Spirit because that was the only thing that they were really worried about the PL having to play against, and it's just turned into a very, very free Phantom Lancer game.
I mean, that's the thing that's weird about it, right? Is that, like, we had kind of said in the draft that this was a potential thing that they're going to take since they banned out that Ember, like one of the answers for the PL. And it just didn't end up, they didn't have an answer for it.
I think Alliance wanted to, they may have known that the Phantom Lancer was a possibility, and I think that's part of why they picked the Pangolier, but they just couldn't, as much as they got kills in the early to mid game, they didn't really ever turn it into objectives. Like that tier 1 tower mid stood for a very, very long time. And I think that was a really huge problem for them.
Oh, Nisha gets the BKB off. Good reaction time there as soon as the arrow came through, and then he was able to get it off, but is still going to die. Buys back into the game, going to try and TP to the shrine and then jump in from really far away. Meanwhile, Zai throws out that midnight pulse. The jump in comes, they kill off Insania, and now going to be able to find the finish onto Boxy as well. 4 dead from Alliance. And Mickey just trying to jump away from the fight.
every time mid one arrives on the scene, it's just like Alliance. They're not even trying to hit him or anything. He's just cleaning everybody up. And yeah, this is looking like it's going to be one last gasp for Alliance.
Lift up and disc procs. They have the Song of the Siren. They need absolutely everybody here to make this work. There is no arrow though, and the Meteor Hammer, not sure what that one was doing, but nonetheless, it is going to be Secret just backing away and then gonna turn onto the barracks.
Yeah, mid one's a monster. He's got almost 4k HP. There's no way that they're bringing this guy down.
Oh God, they got Nisha caught as well. There's gonna be the Grave in some trouble. Mickey trying to zip away from him. Looks like he's gonna live. But it is the barracks that are done. And now one more tier 2 tower remaining. So did mid one was he able to juke them out with an illusion or something?
I think so.
That's what it looked like.
I think they were just trying to Meteor Hammer the illusion clump, but the real mid one was playing the objective and just going for the mid lane of Rax. And yeah, now Secret can easily, if they want to, take both shrines, wait for another Roshan. I don't think there's any real reason to. They're up 23k gold at this point, but they can really do whatever they want at this point of the game. And that Alliance Mirana win rate is going to get knocked down a peg after this game.
That's just tough. Feels like Secret came up with really good answers for everything in this game. And Mr. Yapsor Rubik, level 21, he's out of control, as is the case normally for him.
He's had some really nice steals this game. He's had some good play with the arrow, getting his Blink Dagger, decent timing just to be able to keep jumping on these squishy Alliance heroes. And Alliance are gearing up for one final fight. They've already popped the weave, moving out of their base.
The lift up onto Tiny. He's running away, and there's going to be immediately Nisha on top of this Invoker. They're keeping him alive, but Yapsor, he sold a song, and everybody's getting healed back up again because he's got the Ags. Black Hole onto 3. Easy peasy for Secret as they take down 3 in an instant, and that is truly GG.
Yeah. You got to force out the GG in style, right? That's very, very important, and Yapsor doing just that. Secret, gotta say, good roaming from the supports this game. Really had a lot of impact. Mid one, of course, fantastic game. Won his lane in a lane that I've seen people talk about as not, like, it's not, yeah. Phantom Lantern is not a counter to Invoker anymore. I think that's the consensus, but he farmed really well. There were a lot of little things that he was doing in the lane. Like every time he was summoning up illusions, he was constantly sending them at the Invoker to harass him. I think maybe once or twice he canceled part of a salve just by phantom rushing an illusion at him. And that was super annoying for Mickey to deal with.
I think part of the other thing and the reason that it worked better is because isn't it sometimes that Invoker has been played more in Quas-Wex and you can just regen through a lot of the damage also. Like part of it's the normal Torment shield. And then he ended up going for the Exort build, which makes sense because you want to get kills, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think the other thing about not going for points in Wex early is that it meant that he couldn't really rotate at all. He was very much just relying on the Naga Siren moving around for him and then providing the Sunstrike damage, as opposed to doing this kind of thing where we're seeing people actively running around with Tornado EMP and finding support kills and putting a lot of pressure on the map. And I feel like we just didn't really feel the Invoker in that game. Like the Sunstrikes were good. He got that Ags, and then that didn't amount to anything in the team fights for Alliance. That window that we thought that they had before the sort of next round of items came up for Secret just never materialized. They never managed to win a team fight and then go and take another objective, which is what they really needed to do.
Tough stuff. Well, it's going to be game number 1 going the way of Secret. I think probably what a lot of people were anticipating, but they do it in a pretty domineering fashion. So we'll be back in just a little bit with game number 2 right after this. Stay tuned, everybody. More from ESL.